And today marks World Asthma Day. It's a condition that affects 15% of all New Zealand children. It's one of the highest rates in the world, so there's something we need to worry about. And the figures are even higher among Māori and Pacific Island children, with 1 in 5 suffering. New Zealand's leading asthma experts say we're far too relaxed about this problem, and they're calling for urgent action. Associate Professor Jim Reid of Otago University joins me now. Jim, good morning to you. Great to have you on the program.
Good morning. Thanks for the invitation.
How bad are our asthma rates in the country? I read out those sort of numbers. Is that bad?
Well, it's one of the highest rates in the world, especially among children. And as you said a moment ago, at least 10 to 15% of all our children do seem to suffer from asthma, and we don't know why. It's also a tremendously costly disease for the country. We spend over $200 million in attempting to control it, and that includes hospitalisation. And if you include other things, it's probably much more than that.
Right. When we say we don't know why, we say we don't know why after all these years of research and looking into it. Could it be living conditions? Could it be damp and cold houses? Could it be the fact where we live in the world? And do we have any idea?
It's most likely to be a combination of those things. There's all sorts of theories out, including hygiene. As hygiene and as living standards rise throughout the world, asthma seems to rise as well, and that may be something to do with the allergen challenge which we give to children at an early age. We just really don't know.
Right. Is there something that we could be doing at the moment, Jim, that we're not?
Oh, I think we should be doing some other things at the moment. Asthma, in general, is a relatively easy disease to control. I say that in general, because we need to be trying to prevent the symptoms from occurring rather than just treating the symptoms themselves. And there's a way of doing that by using appropriate inhalers and so forth, and using them correctly. Right,
and are we doing that? I mean, have we put enough money and research and time and effort into this?
Well, we're promoting that at the moment, but there's still a considerable uptake by patients, especially in treating symptoms and not treating the cause of the symptoms. And that's the one thing I think we need to promote. It's relatively easy, but patients actually underestimate the severity of asthma quite commonly. And there's a relatively easy test that you can do for patients. It's called an asthma control test. It takes about 30 seconds to do, and it's good. It can be administered by doctors or even by patients themselves. If they look on the Asthma and Respiratory website, that test is there, and it's a score that they can use.
Do you think there are kids in New Zealand that haven't yet been diagnosed with asthma, and they're living through this debilitating disease, and their parents haven't taken to the doctor? Because that concerns me.
Undoubtedly, because asthma is an episodic illness. In between the asthma attacks, these people are actually, children and adults, are normal. Their respiratory function tests are, or should be close to normal, and they are often misdiagnosed as having wheezy bronchitis as such, or something like that. And you're absolutely correct. There is a lot of undiagnosed asthma out there.
Yes. Now, is this a socioeconomic issue as well? Is it people at sort of the bottom of the rung, or is it the top as well?
It is. It is very much a socioeconomic. Māori and Pacific people very much more afflicted with asthma than Caucasians. They have a higher hospitalisation rate than Caucasians as well. And again, there's probably a large socioeconomic factor which is built into that.